Saturday. An opportunity for the Heels to draw even and then some. Our team is standing by down in New Orleans with more on the player angle.
Joe, thank you. The players win the games. The coaches put them in a position to succeed. What are the players that are going to be the standouts in the Final Four? Who's going to step up when the bright lights are on here in New Orleans? The lights are on. We are 4 wide here from Fulton Street in downtown New Orleans. 3 different perspectives we're going to offer here. CBS Sports HQ college basketball analyst Matt Norlander, National Director of Recruiting and Scouting Eric Bossi from 24/7 Sports, CBS Sports writer Kyle Boone also giving you the perspective from an NBA draft scouting angle. We're going to start with Duke here. They have Paolo Banchero. Of course, we are watching him, Matt. Who's the player that you're going to be expecting to step up tonight in the Final Four?
You know what, guys? I want to see what A.J. Griffin does. Only had 5 points the last time out when Carolina beat Duke. Obviously, his three-point shooting is a viable threat, a big-time factor in this game. So if Griffin can show up in a significant way, I actually think it changes the dynamic of the game. Yes, Banchero is the best player. Wendell Moore Jr., from a two-way perspective, defensively, what he does on the perimeter, in addition to guiding offense, will be important. We know Jeremy Roach has stepped up, but for me, Griffin is more than an X factor. I think if you tell me he goes for 15, 17, 20 points against Carolina tonight, it's going to exponentially change Duke's chances for the better of winning that game. Let's see how he steps up on a huge stage.
Yeah, I think Griffin is the X factor, and we're talking about a former 5-star recruit as an X factor. It's a luxury that Duke has. He did have 5 points in the loss to North Carolina, but he had 27 when they first met. All season long, we've talked about there's a big 4 in this NBA draft class: Paolo Banchero, Chet Holmgren, Jabari Smith, and I think A.J. Griffin has a chance to potentially assert himself as a top 4 prospect in this class. He's had some inconsistencies throughout the season. He's had some huge boom games. If he's able to step up tonight for Duke, I think he has a chance to potentially move up in draft boards.
You know, I'm going to go someone a little bit different. Trevor Keels is the guy for me. I think he came out of high school, another ballyhooed guy like all the Duke's guys are, McDonald's All-American, got off that incredible start in the Champions Classic, and then later in the season moved to a bench role, and he's kind of essentially their 6th starter. And for a team that really lacks outside shooting, or at least consistent outside shooting, if Keels can step up and do something tonight, it helps them out so much. He's only made 2 of 10 shots from 3 during the NCAA tournament, is averaging only 7 points a game during the NCAA tournament after averaging over 11 per game during the season. If they can get some scoring from him tonight, both deep and with what he can do off the dribble, I think it really changes things for them against Carolina.
Well, it's interesting that North Carolina's Armando Baycot, which you could argue is their best player on their roster, he said he wasn't really worried about Duke's front court outside of Paolo Banchero. So maybe he's a challenge there, maybe some bulletin board material. And if you remember in Coach K's final home game, North Carolina won that game by double digits after being a double-digit dog. There were 4 players that scored 20-plus in that game.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.